As night falls in Singapore, the track starts to warm up, and it'll be red hot by the time we find out who's on pole for tomorrow's race. Time to set the grid then. Welcome along to qualifying here in Singapore.
Okay, mate, radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are the fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 32.1. Norris, Leclerc and Hamilton. And we're in front of Verstappen, Russell and Albon. Here's a quick position rundown for you. The top 5 are, okay, so the current fastest lap, 1:31.8. Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton and Alonso. So, just ahead of us in this session at the moment are Verstappen, Hamilton and Alonso. And just behind us are Piastri, Doohan,
With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Pierre Gasly, and Fernando Alonso, Albon, Piastri, Doohan, and George Russell, Sainz, Tsunoda, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Ocon, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Liam Lawson and Gabriel Bortoleto. Hadja and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was around 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometres an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch. DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, Piastri just ahead. Push hard, push hard. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are just 1 lap old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Time last lap, 1 minute 44.8. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Okay, you're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Let's keep pushing. Green flag. Leclerc is ahead of you, and the time last lap, 1:39.9. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Good job, you're gaining by a full second a lap at the moment. Piastri's behind you now. Time last lap, 1:39.2. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. We're low on fuel. Let's conserve what we have left. Start using the car's drag to slow you down ahead of the braking points by just lifting off the throttle briefly before you start to actively brake. That'll help. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 7.0 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're in 12th. And the time last lap, 1:41.0. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please. Okay, we've got 37 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, we can take you this lap. go, go. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. This is our true place here. They've pitted as well, so we've got to warm up our tyres and get the most out of it. Come on. Jack's coming in for his stop now. Systems all looking good. Head down. Tyre condition still looking good. Okay, there are 35 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, gap ahead, 5.4 seconds. Fastest lap at the moment, 1:36.7. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. "23 laps of fuel remaining." Okay, we're boxing this lap, give us the best in lap you can. Pit now, pit now. moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap. Understood. Stopping this lap. Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Russell behind, and the time last lap, 1 minute 38.3. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 17 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. There are 20 laps of fuel left. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.8 seconds. P6, you got P6. The distance to the leader, 37.3 seconds. Albon just ahead, push for that position. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by, 2.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, Russell's behind you now. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres. Okay, you've got P5, P5. Okay, gap to leader, 36.1 seconds. Piastri ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 6.8 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Albon behind. They're on old mediums. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, 22 laps left. Okay, you've got P3, P3, well done. Our gap to first place, 30.6 seconds. Lando ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by, 21.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. Piastri's behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. Systems all looking good, head down. P3, you're currently in P3. Okay, so gap to the leader, 31.3 seconds. Norris just ahead, push for the position. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 20.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. They seem to have an issue. Piastri's behind you now. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second. Okay, gap to the car in front, 19.6 seconds.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
Well, he's clearly been given the car now, hasn't he, Crofty, to showcase his talents. We always knew Verstappen had the speed, of course, but what a dominant performance that was today. Really now at one with the car.
It's time for our podium celebrations. And as ever in Formula One, 3 is the magic number. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.